That is so cool how you can go live on YouTube.
I not like it.
I said, Gail doing the thing over there. I got to learn how to do that.
It's really not hard at all. Actually, Zoom does it for you.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Let me see. Yep, Zoom does it. So we're on.
Okay.
We are on.
That is so cool how you can go live on YouTube.
I not like it.
I said, Gail doing the thing over there. I
Yeah.
gotta learn how to
Hang
do
on
that.
one second. I think my It's really not hard at all. Actually, Zoom does it for you. YouTube is talking too much. Hang on. Let me see. View stream. Hang on one second. Let me get the Zoom sound down. So we're on.
That is so cool how you can go live on YouTube.
I not like it. Did it?
I said, Gail doing the thing over there.
Why isn't it? Hang on one second. I think my It's really not hold hard on. Something's happening. YouTube is
Gyrls recording of us.
Yeah, we got like too many. Hang on one second. Let me get the sound down. So we're on. One second. All right. Is it still? Hang on one second.
I still hear our conversation.
You still hearing it? I am too. You know what? I'm gonna take us down and come back up.
Okay.
Because I took. Oh, I think I fixed it. Here we go. All right, everybody. Good. 2020. Happy Mother's Day to moms out there. Happy Mother's Day, Chaz.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, all right. We got it going. So, everybody, Shypanther and Friends is an independent media organization, and we are produced by Shypanther Media Group, LLC. And if you want to reach out to us, you can do that by email, shypanthermedia@gmail.com is one word, shypanthermedia at Gmail. And I just want to tell you, let's see, okay, the reason that we're here, the reason that we exist is that my hope is to provide quality, entertaining programming. And we try to do that by providing uplifting, educating, and empowering, inspiring shows like we have tonight. And our special guest this evening is Chez Smith, and she is CEO and founder of Girls in the Hood. And I mean, that is just telling the name of her organization is just a little bit about what she does. She has so much to share with us, and I hope that we can fit it all in to a time that that seems reasonable to everybody. So, Chaz, how you doing? You said you're doing great.
I am. I'm doing great.
Good. All right. So now, how did you get started? To just jump right in. How did you get started? As far as Girls in the Hood, where did that name come from? I like that.
Thank you. So, well, I got my start, and I was an administrator at Vantage Health Center, which is a part of Stroger Hospital, Cook County Health and Hospital Systems. And so, in that role, I met so many girls that used to come in for repeat sexually transmitted infections, for unwanted pregnancies, and things like that. And I was starting to see the same girls over and over. Like, it wasn't uncommon to see a girl 3 or 4 times within a year. And so I would talk to them and just listening to the reasoning, because I would say, why do you keep coming back here? What did we tell you the last time? And I found that I was competing with boyfriends. What boyfriends was telling them was true. So they believed a lot of the myths that was out there around how you can get pregnant, how you can prevent sexually transmitted infection, or how you can treat it. So when I left there, I knew that was something that I still wanted to do, kind of bring the community to the clinic, be that bridge the gap between the two. And so I knew I wanted to work with girls. And then I was born and raised in Inglewood. And so, if anybody say the hood, they, they referencing, Inglewood or Roseland and things like that. And I found that girls kind of felt like, well, because this is where I live, much is not expected of me, or this is normal. Everybody in my neighborhood have a baby, or my cousin had,
Mhm.
and so I'm like, well, let's try to redefine, try to remix what it means to be a girl in the hood, And so that's why the acronym is healthy, optimistic, outstanding, and determined. As opposed to the hood that you commonly think of when someone says that.
Right. I like that. I really like what you did with that. That changed the whole image, like immediately.
Yes, that's the goal. Thank
Mm. So now you started out at Fantas. So now I know like there must have been like a lot of steps before you got to the point of actually pulling together an organization. So did it start with just you, or how did you do it?
I used to really just do, you can go way back even before I started at Fantasy. I've always had like groups for girls, or I used to take girls in the neighborhood to the mall just to get out of the neighborhood and things like that. So when I look back on things, I can see how it was all coming together. But when I first started out, I just started, I wasn't legal. So I didn't form the nonprofit and all that kind of stuff. I just really started doing my thing. And so I had help. One of my friends used to help me with the workshops and things like that. So she was good. And, I've had volunteers. So it's me who's really doing things, but I've been blessed to have a lot of people who believe in the mission and believe in the girls, and they often volunteer their time to help out. So
Mhm.
hope I answered that
Yeah,
answer that question.
you
Mhm.
basically you just decided to organize. You were doing that before you started doing the work at Fantas. You were just somebody who wanted to pull things together in the neighborhood, and you did it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Good. That's really good. And I tell people that all the time that it just takes one person. And, you see there's a need, or you want to do something to give the kids something else to do, or just actually sometimes it's to get them out of the neighborhood so they know there's something else outside of the neighborhood, out off the block. You know.
Absolutely. And so we have a program, it's Degrees Before Diapers. And with that program is where we go into depth about the options outside off the block, you know. And really with that, we're finding that it's a mindset, that we're having to change with the girls to get them to even believe that they are capable of higher learning. And then, having the courage to leave they bae, they boyfriend, and that's a big issue with, and even when I was coming up, it was a big issue, you
Yeah.
and all of that kind of stuff. And so really just not discounting their feelings, but kind of talking to them on how nowadays you can stay in touch, you can still have that relationship. Although in my experience, I know it probably won't go past freshman year. But the idea is to get them, out of the community and on to something different.
Right. Yeah. And even though um I know sometimes we think that what we do, or the efforts that we put towards talking to the teens, doesn't go very far. But I think it does. I think it stays with them, even if like that first year it might be kind of rocky. I think they still that experience of having somebody who believed in them and pushed them and showed them that there's something that they could do, like going away to college. That's a
Mhm.
big thing,
It
because when I was young like that, I didn't get to go.
Mhm.
So I know that that's a big deal for somebody who was never away from home.
Yes, yes, and you're talking about girls who may haven't even been downtown, and now you're introducing this concept of leaving what they know, what they're familiar with, to
Right.
basically asking them to gamble. And I've come across a lot of the parents who, they aren't with it either. They like, look, I don't want her to go. Some of these girls, they are contributing members of the household. as far as financial assistance and things like that. So, once they go, that dries up. So it's just a lot of things that go into play that people don't necessarily think about when we're telling girls, you should do this or you should do that.
Oh wow, I had never considered that. Like even now, like 2020, that those ways are still there. People still have, no, you can't go to college or sometimes no, you can't go to school. You got to get a job. I have.
That's true. That's a big issue, unfortunately. And so that's why I am a champion of girls, because I think that if we had to walk a mile in their shoes, a lot of these girls, like, we wouldn't make it. They're living with some real tough circumstances, and I just feel like that they should be acknowledged and they should be celebrated along the way. Not just that, when they walk across that stage and get that, but those little accomplishments that they can make it to school, finish freshman year, without getting pregnant, no fighting, or at least a cut down on the fighting. And, they have to pass crack houses on the block, and, parents who may be incarcerated and things like that. They're doing these things, and so to be able to do that and still pull some good grades and all of that kind of
Right.
stuff, I just really think that it should be celebrated. And in fact, we do celebrate it. We have the She's So Hood award show. And we celebrate the girls who fall into our categories, who are excelling in health, optimism, outstanding, and determination. So, they're going above and beyond. And, like I said, I just really think it's just a day of loving on them and celebrating their accomplishments, to kind of encourage them to, hey, keep going. Somebody's watching, somebody is proud.
I think I'm getting interference on my side.
Okay.
Okay,
Mhm.
I think I can hear you now. But yeah, that's you said a lot when you know. And it's like, again, I think most of us don't have any idea about what goes on in a kid's life. And especially, say they show up at school one day and they seem to be, like you said, just particularly like upset or don't want to be bothered or just not paying attention. And then, you come at them, the teacher or somebody, with a
Mm,
whole bunch of stuff that they just cannot deal with. And it's because they can't focus because all the things that are going on in their day-to-day life. So,
yes, yes. We had a group, and we talked about, well, what's bugging you? What's wrong today? And one of the girls, she said, "Oh, well, my mama get on my nerve," and everybody mama get on their nerve at 16. And
yeah.
so, it's like, well, what's going? She want me to wash the dishes. And so I'm like, well, that's not a bad thing. That's not a hard ass. And she's like, yeah, but I've been having sex with different men. She said that I only had to do it a couple of times, and and now it's been 2 years. Like, I'm not washing no dishes. So she kind of felt like, look, I do enough. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Like, I'm not washing dishes too. And
Wow.
so as you're saying, so then you have a teacher or administrator, somebody who's saying, fix your clothes, or something like that, and it triggers them. They just go off on them, and it's not that they are just these bad kids, or they have some real issues going on. I think that we all need to just really take the time to talk to the teens in our life. They don't even have to be in our life. Reach out, and just really talk to these girls. They need an outlet, and they need to know that that's not normal. What you
Right.
experiencing is not normal, and that is another way.
Wow. So, are you all able to, like, if they needed to get to counseling, can you do that? Can you do that for them?
We refer them. We have community partners that we work with who specialize in adolescent mental health. So we refer them to those people.
Yeah, because I mean, so yeah, that's a lot, especially if, say, for instance, they're talking to you and telling you what's bugging them, and then they say something like that. Well, she said only had to do it a couple times and it's been 2 years. Is that sometimes that's when you find out all of that was going on? like you didn't have prior knowledge to it?
Yeah, a
Or
lot of times things will just come up in casual conversation. And one thing about the girls nowadays, a lot of them aren't shy. So, this can happen. This is in a group setting with other girls. And so the thing is, no one is really like, oh my God, because it's not just something that's, new to them. They already know about these type of things or participate in these type of things and stuff like that. And so it could really get heavy in some of the groups, but most of the time the girls are open to talking to someone, they want to. They
right.
want to help, and I am a mandated reporter, so there are things that, that I have steps that I have to take. But yeah, you know what, they really are dealing with a lot.
Wow, that is something. Um, and that's I think it's good that you don't take it like that, like no judgment, no shock, nothing like that. They have that safe space and with you that they can come to you and they can sit and they can talk and they can share with you and know that if they need help, they can get it.
That's the truth. I'm gonna try to find a way. I'm going to find a way. Whatever the situation is, I'm gonna call whoever I gotta call, knock on some doors, but we're gonna get it straight. And a lot of the girls, I do have some girls that have went off to college. Of course, they back now with everything that's going on. But they do make it, they just need some help during those critical years.
Mhm. Wow.
Mhm.
I do have to say you're doing a great thing, a really wonderful, very needed thing. And I mean, I knew a little bit about the program, but I didn't know that these things are happening the way that they are. And I know that you have another brilliant Brown Boys book club. And
Yeah.
and when I saw that, I'm like, look at Jess. I mean, we're gonna talk a little in more detail about a lot of these things, but I just wanted her to like kind of touch on like every all the things that she is doing is very very outstanding. And I don't know, I just couldn't thank you enough for what you do because
Oh, thank
they're not. I want to say there are a lot of us out here doing things, but there are few who do what you do. I think. Am I wrong about that or?
No, I mean, when you really think about, you ask a black girl, in the inner, like, who can you call if you feel like you having symptoms of a sexually transmitted infection, you want to run it past them, or who can you call if you need condoms, or if you need to go to a doctor but you don't have bus cards or a way to get there, or don't even know how to find a doctor that you can go to, things like that. So that's some of the things that we want them to be able to do on their own, right? The goal is for them to be able to advocate for themselves, like turn some of that sass into, taking care of your business. If you can be at school cussing out the teacher, you can find out where you can go to get services, to get examinations, and just really know that once you make the decision to have sex, it's not just about that couple of minutes. It's a whole lot of responsibilities that come along with that. So, you have to be able to take care of yourself and handle your business. Have we talking now about disparities with everything going on in our community as it relates to corona, but it's a lot of disparities in healthcare, especially among Black women with the
Mhm.
maternal mortality rates, cervical cancer, and things like that. It hit us the hardest. And so I'm like, they need to learn now that, to speak up for themselves, to demand to be seen, and things like that. And those are some of the things that we teach. In the Degrees Before Diapers program, one of the things that we do is visit a clinic as a group.
Okay.
So everybody take a turn and walk up there, make an appointment, go tell them what your symptoms are, what's going on, and things like that, so that they can, do it on their own if they can't reach me.
Hmm. Yeah, because I mean, I follow you on Facebook and I see a lot of things that you're doing. And then sometimes you do like a little talk, like 30 minutes, 30 seconds, I mean,
Uh-huh.
just a quick to remind them of things that you want them to keep in focus.
Hmm.
And I think that's cool because if they're out doing whatever they're doing, they know it's like you just pop up and say, remember, Remember I told you?
That's right. Don't let Corona. We have no quarantine babies or none of that stuff. Nobody got time for that.
So I think that is so cool. I mean, and that's one thing, like a lot of people put down social media, but social media has a lot of good uses. And I mean, I find a lot of good in it. So and I
Thank
think it's great that they can reach out to you. And as you said, they can call you when they're in trouble. And I'm just thinking like some of the kids probably need help with shelter and with food and with reproductive menstrual products, as you said, health,
you.
just general safety, because you mentioned something about being quarantined and maybe where they have to stay is a place that wasn't all that safe for them to begin with.
First place. That's right. The girls, they were in vulnerable situations. They're even worse now. Now they stuck. You know what I mean? And even so, we see girls who need, like you said, who need the basic items, like the items you discussed. And then you have girls who they're living in the house. They have a two-parent household and things like that, but maybe the family is going through tough times. And so, those items that we provide save money, for that family. So, we do have girls just across the spectrum. Um, and I want people to remember that, because I think sometimes people think of girls in the hood and they're like, oh, those bad girls, or those are those fast girls. No, they're
Mhm.
just girls, you know.
Exactly.
And I've had girls that you can be, the preacher's kid, and having more sex than the girl, without a daddy in the household. So we can't get food by titles and things like that, because we know from growing up ourselves that don't mean anything. And I tell people that their sexual activity does not determine their worth.
Right, right, exactly. I'm glad you said that these issues happen all across the spectrum. It doesn't matter how much money you have or what neighborhood you live in, what school you live in. They just hide it more. If they have more means and have more means to hide it. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's not to say, hey, encourage them. It's just that every girl deserves to be educated. They need to know about their body. How else can they make a responsible choice if they're not educated first? So I mean, believe me, they don't need us to try to put it in their head. If it's there, it's there. But like I said, we want them to protect themselves, to protect their future. Even things like just knowing their body parts, and about the reproductive health system, and just all of that kind of stuff. And so that all goes along with sexual health education.
Okay. Now, do you go into schools or do you have like a place where you hold classes or workshops?
We've held cycles of degrees before diapers at Northeastern. We've been we do a community setting at the library. Well, we did prior to this.
Okay.
Um, and then we have a program inside Buzzman Alternative School as well. What we
Okay.
did.
That's really cool.
Yeah, but we're moving online now, since everything is going on. Hmm.
And yeah, because we will probably be online for a long time to come now, especially
Yeah,
with being out until I don't know. Hopefully in the fall they can get back.
I hope so.
Okay, so let me see what else. What something? Because I mean, I saw a lot of things that you're doing online, and then I did see where you were holding classes.
Hmm.
How long has um, Girls in the Hood Foundation been a foundation? Or how long has it been?
We're in
Like
our third year.
how
It's
long?
the third year.
Oh, okay,
Mhm.
okay. And so Brilliant Brown Boys, that's a recent addition to the foundation.
Yeah, Brilliant Brown Boys. This is a separate entity. Wanted to do something for the boys. That was kind of grown out. I have a Brilliant Brown Boy at home, and so I did a lot of volunteer work at a school, and I was noticing, when it was time to read, all you hear is, oh man, or just being home, and I tell my son, go and get a book. He's like, what did I do wrong? So I'm like, well, it's not
Oh,
punishment. So I'm like, well, let's see what I can create to kind of make it fun for them.
mhm,
But one thing I noticed, like with my son, if the book isn't interesting to him, or relatable, you know, then he
mhm.
don't want to read it. And it's just like, I don't blame them. We need more books with positive Black characters that they can relate to, and
Yeah.
and then maybe they'll be more apt to pick up a book. And so, yeah, that's how Brilliant Brown Boys Book Club was formed.
Okay. I did see you have teachers, Black male teachers who facilitate or
Hmm. Yeah,
okay.
I really want to be the face like I am with Girls in the Hood, because I think it was important for them to receive their instruction and their engagement from a man. You know,
Yeah.
uh, but it's just so happening, I'm kind of getting out there because people want to know, like, well, who is the founder. But yeah, the guys, they do the group sessions. The guest storytellers that come in are men. So that was by design, just to reinforce what we're trying to say, about the positive, positive Black males.
Right. I think that's important too. Because my son, I don't want to tell his age, then you know my age. But anyway, he's a grown man right now. So, but I noticed when he had male teachers, he did much better,
Hmm.
and he just needed to be challenged. So that's very important, especially for our young positive male role models who
Hmm.
look like them, possibly come from where they come from. They need that.
Yes. Yeah. I agree. And that's the whole with the guest storytellers. We want to pick guys from different industries. And I want them to see, just the variety of options that are available to them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, Yeah, because I had a few guests to come on, and they're from the West Side, and they are doing very well, and Black males,
Mm.
and it's just amazing the just the image that people have of Black people and where we come from and what we're capable of doing because of where we come from. It's just amazing how that is such it's just wrong,
Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
so incorrect because there's so many brilliant minds that come out of Inglewood. They come from the West Side. They come from all over, so
Absolutely.
yeah. And no matter your economic level, if you have the ability, you have it. That's something God gave you. So
Hmm.
yeah, we all need a chance. When we
Yeah.
have it, we need a chance to help it grow, to nurture it.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah. So now if somebody say a girl wanted to reach out to you and they wanted to participate in one of your programs, how can they do that? Like
Um,
is
Most of the time, girls reach out via like DM on Instagram, or they'll send a message on Facebook.
okay.
Um, do have a website, girlsinthehood.com. They can reach us on there. And we have a message line that girls can call that as well.
Okay. Because I was wondering, like, did the girls find you? Like, some that you don't know, how do they find you?
Yeah, we like the secret underground railroad. Like, I get a call at 1 o'clock in the morning, a girl whispering, like, such and such gave me your number. Well,
Oh,
yeah,
oh, that's really deep, isn't
yeah,
that something? Okay. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad that happens. I mean, I don't know how you managed to get rest, but I saw, what did I see? I saw one of your talks. You said, well, you're on every day. You don't have a day off.
yeah. You know what? I've worked, like I said, I've been an administrator. I've done different things, and I've, burned the midnight oil and all of that kind of stuff, but nothing has compared to the work that I put in with these organizations. But it don't even seem like work. Like I absolutely love it. I love them and I love the work that I'm doing. And so it just I love it. I wake up every morning excited about what I'm gonna do today.
Yeah. Well, now let's talk about Chaz. Some of the wonderful things that you've done and some of the things that you hooked up for girls in the hood. Like I saw the Amazon Smiles, where we can make purchases. And how does it go for
Mhm.
Amazon Smiles?
So you actually, when you type in Amazon.org, you put the smile in front. So it's www.smile.amazon, and that'll take you. It's still Amazon, but it's for charities. Like if you want to support a charity, and then
Okay,
when you check out, they'll ask you which charity, and you just type in "Girls in the Hood," and we'll get a percentage of the proceeds.
right. And that's girls, you guys, with Gyrls in the
Mhm.
hood. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much.
Yes, it's an easy way to support. You know,
That is cool. And let's see, what else did I see? You have anything else that you want to tell us that we can do as far as those type things to support the organization?
Well, usually I would say like donations as far as products because we're collecting hygiene products, period products, and cleaning supplies for the girls and their families. But right now, with everything going on, I'm not doing pickups. So if
Okay.
anyone want to make a monetary donation, they can do that on our website. It's a donate button on there or Zelle. That information is on our Facebook page. So we have that going on. We're gonna do a community giveaway at the end of next week. So that's what we're collecting for now. We're trying to reach 100 families.
Okay. Let's see. What else? What else? Uh, my screen has frozen over here. Okay. Something else. Just well, some of the other things that you've done, like when you did TEDx, I know that's a real big deal. And go ahead.
Yeah, I am really shy and like and like
No, I can see it because I am too. I can see it when you're talking. I said she's really shy, like deep down, but you had to push yourself out of that to do what
did.
you do.
Yeah, see, this tell you how much I love these girls because I don't do that. I've just been fine in my life, coasting and being behind the scenes and, just being a background player. But I've had to come out. I'm telling you, when I first started, I received the offer to be on TV and I turned it down because I was so nervous. And I'm like, TV, I don't want to do that kind of stuff. And my friend was like, "Are you nuts?" So, I started accepting offers and things like that. But yeah, I'm really laid back. So when the TEDx opportunity became available, I was honored because
Mhm,
I looked at the panel and they had like distinguished people on there, some medical doctors that I remember from doing my work at Stroger.
mhm.
So I couldn't turn it down, and I was the only brown girl, so I had to go and rep. I'm constantly telling these girls to dream high and go bigger and don't be afraid. So I got to take my scary self on there and just have to do it scared.
Right. Absolutely. Um, wow. So on TEDx, you just told your story, or how does that
Um, it was kind of like it was set up as a panel. And so each panelist told their story. And then we took questions the moderator had questions already, and we took questions from the audience. And so it was an experience. It was like you said, in Oak Park. But it was really good. It was good. I met some great people there and stepped out of my comfort zone, which is always good.
Yeah. And I always say too that you may be shy, but nobody knows what your business or what you're doing more than you. So it kind of puts you at ease when you're talking about something that you love and nobody knows it as well as you. So of course you relax as you get into it.
That's
So yeah,
that's
but that was something I picked up right away. And I think is pretty outstanding. That just goes to show, even if you're shy, you'll step up when it's time to do it. I
Yeah.
think everybody does. Yeah. Okay. So let me see. I had some other things. We flew through a lot of things, and I was expecting that I had more, but oh, I do want to ask about more a little bit more about Brilliant Brown Boys Book Club. If other boys want to join or participate in the readings, or how does it even work?
They can start off by just shooting us an email, brilliantbrownclub@gmail.com, and that's also on our Facebook page, that information.
Oh,
But they could just start off shooting us an email on how they want to play a part. If they want to sign up a kid, we'll provide them with the registration link, and things like that. When we were recently featured on Fox 32, and after that, we received a spike in our applications. So we launched a book reviewer program where the boys are going to read the selected book, and they're going to discuss and provide their literary commentary and their critiques of the book. And and so we was really excited about that. And so when we started off, we had about 30 entries of people who had signed up, and then after the taping, we had 90, over 90. So we had a really big spike, a lot of interest in this program. So that's exciting to see.
right. So well, I guess they'll find all the information out on the website. But the boys normally meet. Was it one day or
Well, we
one?
used twice a month, every other Saturday at the Bessie Coleman Library in Woodlawn.
Uh-huh.
So we're gonna keep that same schedule every other Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Don't have a particular area or anything like that.
I'm sorry, it froze for a minute, Gail.
They don't have to live in any particular area or anything like that
No, not at
to
all.
be
Nope, they don't. In
okay.
fact,
Good.
with this one, we have a boy in Texas. We have a boy in Connecticut on this in this cycle. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Wow. Well, I know this is going to get to be pretty popular because it's a real great thing to get our boys reading and to get them expressing themselves, and whether it be writing or speaking or being a
Mhm.
book reviewer. I think that's pretty cool.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's getting around. I've gotten some calls of people who want to start a chapter in different states, so I'm working with them to do that.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Now, is that something that can happen? Well, it would depend as far as Girls in the Hood Foundation, as far as the services being offered in other places like that.
Yes, our goal is to open up different locations around. So we're doing something in Dallas, just where the need is the highest. I want to do something in Detroit, start a chapter there as well. We do have a presence in Ghana. Had an opportunity, and so we're working on building a location there as well for the girls there.
Well, tell us a little bit about that because I didn't. I saw a little bit, but I didn't. I couldn't connect it up. So,
But we were introduced to Bishop Frank Holbrook, and he does missionary trips. He's done missionary trips for the past 20 years over there, and just providing different services. He teach the men there on how to do different trades, so that they can sustain themselves. And when I met him and he learned about Girls in the Hood, he and I did some things here, but he told me about that, and so it just all happened organically. The first time he went, I sent care packages and stuff over for the girls, and they had on their Girls in the Hood shirts and all of that kind of. And
that's
so
so cool.
yeah, it's so cool. And so we're just gearing up to do more and to actually have um a center where they can come in for education, because we know the rates of HIV and things like that over there. And so just want to empower them, to think about their health as much as they can, and provide them with the tools that they need, because it's one thing to say, hey, practice safe sex. Well, they don't have any condoms, so how are they gonna do that,
Right.
so
Yeah.
yeah, we're
You got
working on it.
take them to the next level
Mhm.
in that type of support.
Right.
Okay. So, what was I going to add? I keep forgetting my thought because I had all these notes, but then I have so many other things that I want to ask you. So let me think. Now, let's see. Your next thing is we got the Amazon Smiles. We got the community giveaway coming
Mhm.
up.
Mhm.
And let's see. I
Because
lost my
we usually do service projects, because we have a service squad.
okay.
And what the service squad is we just get girls together and they look at the communities in Chicago, they select one, and then they narrow down on their community so that they identify the issues that they see. Because it's one thing for us, for me as an old woman, to say, well, this is what I think is wrong, but only them, they can tell us what the issues are that affect them, what they think the issues are. And so they come up with an issue and then design a project behind it, and we implement it. So the last time we went out, we did like a homeless feeding. We went to a couple of places, one in Woodline, went to the tent community, and that post actually ended up going viral. With my girls who was out there serving, I was so proud of them. But yeah, so we routinely do service projects, but with Corona here, we've kind of had to cut back. But this community giving, that will be a service project. We just have to make sure we do it safely.
Okay, so that's really cool. You let them identify where the need is and design the type of program that they want to put together to do the actual service.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Cause I'm trying to instill, although I have to say, a lot of these girls, that's what they like to give. They are nurturing, just redefining that stereotype of just being hardened and things like that. They like doing things like that. And so I want them, when they become women and just like kick-ass women, they're gonna be so dope. They'll already have that sense of giving back instilled in them. You won't have to,
right,
it won't be like trying to get them to help, so that's the plan with that. So we thinking about the girl that they are today, but planning for the woman that they're going to become.
right. That's real important because I remember too. Even that goes all across the board, even through politics, through everything. It really does because you have to participate. Otherwise, what can you possibly say if you're never out there doing anything?
Absolutely nothing.
Right. Yeah,
Yep.
right. And nobody knows that more than you. Man, I'm just like really astounded at the level of commitment that you have. That's pretty cool.
Thank you.
Yeah. So if you do decide to take any time off, do you cook? Do you like read or do you bake or what does
I
Chaz do?
Chad loves to read. I love to read.
Okay.
My daughter and I, Barnes and Noble is our favorite place to be. Um, so that's a big thing, and I love to bake. So
Okay.
pound cakes and peach cobblers and pies and all that kind of stuff. That's my therapy, my release. So those are two of the things that I like to do. And I like to write. Um, well, trying to write stuff other than grant proposals, grant applications. So
Oh my
yes, I
gosh.
recently started creating notebooks to kind of channel some of my creativity. I feel like, we have all this time. It's something that I wanted to do for a while. I'm like, well, I'm home now, for the most part. So just really finding things to do. I'm real creative. So I just like to be, creating stuff.
Mhm. Well, I saw some of the notebooks that you did, and also you do some design, like graphic design, like flyers and things like that.
Yep. I do flyers and newsletters, and I do a lot of stuff. Now that I'm talking about it,
See what I'm talking about? I know you because I know you do. I'm just kind of like glancing through some of the posts that you have, and I'm like, man, I should never complain because I'm not doing nearly as much as you are.
no, you saving lives over there, Gail. You and Delicious.
Yeah, if that's what you want to call it. Yeah, and on a serious note, we really do.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, yeah, that's for sure. So, so again, for if we want to help support Brilliant Brown Boys, then we can go to Brilliant.
Right now we have PayPal and Zelle is what we're accepting now. So that information can be found on our Facebook page as well. Brilliant Brown Boys Book Club. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Okay,
Hmm.
okay. Now, are you from Chicago or you?
Hmm. I'm from Chicago, Inglewood.
Oh, okay. And where did
Hmm.
you went to college? Where did you go?
I went to Dunbar High School, and then I didn't go away to college. I went to Robert Morris College downtown.
Did you? Oh, okay.
Hmm.
I wanted to go away to school so much, but I was one of those girls that their mother was like, "Nah, you're not going away to school," and for whatever reasons, yeah.
See, and this what I'm saying. This why I'm able to tell the girls, look, first of all, I was on the block. I didn't hung out and all that kind of stuff. So I know exactly what you're talking about. And when it come to college, like I wanted to go away too. But I was raised by grandparents and my grandmother had passed away. I was a junior. And then when I got to senior year, my grandpa was like, oh no, you can't leave me, and all that kind of stuff. And so, I didn't leave him. He said, I'm gonna die if you leave. And he over there playing bingo right now. So I could have went. So that's
Oh,
something.
he really was for you. My
Yes. That's
goodness.
something that I tell my girls. Like, don't listen to these people. They'll be here when you get back. And if they don't, then that was God's will. Go ahead on and get your degree.
You know what, too? They'll be so proud of them for going away to school and accomplishing, their goals. They'll be super proud because even
Mhm.
after that time, I managed to get to college,
Mhm.
and yeah, then they're on the phone bragging and telling everybody that in school or whatever. And I think it's just the fear of they think they're losing you, but they're not. You know, and that comes from what I was saying earlier, where you don't ever get to get away from home that much, so, or maybe not at all. And the one time that you are able to get away, that's to go away to college.
Yep,
So,
that's true. And I had a taste of it a little earlier. I guess God said, well, let's see if you're gonna practice what you preach. So my daughter is 14 and she attends boarding school. So her school is in LaPorte, Indiana.
oh,
Hmm. So I was like, my
okay.
baby, I was
So,
expecting this after high school, but it's an opportunity that she's always wanted to go to boarding school. I had a sister who graduated from there years ago. And so, she obtained full scholarship to go. So, I'm not gonna stand in her way. But so when I'm talking to parents, like, look, I understand, believe me, you know.
yeah, you braver than me. You said she's 14. That's pretty cool. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah, then that you were, well, you kind of had to
Yeah.
just be open-minded about it because otherwise it would make you look really bad.
Wasn't it though? She's not gonna write about me in her book. Well,
Oh my goodness, yeah. Talking about what you didn't let her do.
yeah.
Oh my goodness. Well, okay. Anything else you want to tell us about the programs that you're running?
Um, okay, so I have I think two tips for parents.
Okay.
One, Just want to encourage parents to actually have conversations with their daughter. Don't assume that she's a good girl, so I don't have to have that conversation, because again, good girl, that's just not even. Let's stop labeling them, based on, like I said, their sexual activity. So have that conversation with them and really ask them what is their definition of virginity, because I've had a lot of virgins who end up with sexually transmitted infections because they think that they having anal sex, they still a virgin, or they having oral sex, they still a virgin. So really just talking to them and about how you can still get infections from activities like that. So just define what your expectation is. They may or they may not go by what you say, but at least you've made that clear. So that's one thing. So just have open dialogue with them and keep doing it, because like you mentioned earlier, they may not right away do what you say, but they listening, and
Oh,
it's all you planting the seed. So you just keep on doing it, keep on talking to them. So that's one. Two, we have to learn, and I don't know if it's a black thing or what,
mhm.
but we have to learn to keep our mouth shut as it relates to telling our kids business. So if we come from this, well, you ain't grown and you ain't got no business, and your business is my business, and all this kind of stuff. But if you get a girl and she's having a rough time, she may have been promiscuous, or she may even have an infection, don't start calling grandma and everybody telling them what's going on with this girl, because a lot of the times that stuff follow them and you've been moved on from it, but the cousins talking about it, the aunties talking about it, and and now you have these girls walking around with this shame and this
Right,
guilt, and they're not going to tell you anything else after that. And the idea is to keep the lines of communication open. So we have to learn how to, you know, to stop running our mouth, because if we can be honest, a lot of us as adults do silly things and find ourselves in situations just like the girls do. And the first thing we say is, what happened in my house, stay in my house. You don't go out telling my business. Well, then vice versa. Don't go out telling their business.
that's true. And do you have one more to add?
Let's see. Just I would say to show compassion. You
Okay.
know, I think, if our best friend called us on the phone like, girl, I did this, and that, you'd be like, oh, well, it's going to be okay and all that kind of stuff. But if the teenager, we didn't call them every name in the book. We didn't threw the book at them, so just to show some compassion, because we didn't grow up on social media. And if some of the stuff that we did was broadcasted, or somebody had the opportunity to post it and out our business like that, like we weren't saints. So, just keep that in mind.
Right. I think too, another thing, don't make them feel bad or shameful if they want to have sex, because I remember, well, I think, well, maybe I shouldn't tell my son a story about my son, but it was something that I remember from my childhood. I related it when he got to a certain age, and I mean, to want to have sex, that's a natural feeling, a natural urge, but you don't make somebody feel bad or ashamed
Mhm.
because they have a feeling for that. And I think
That-
that happens a lot in our community too.
That's true. And you know what? We don't make the boys feel ashamed.
Right. Well,
You
no,
know,
they brag about that, instead
right.
of teaching them to be responsible, you know.
That's right. All we do is throw a old ass condom to them and tell them, that you. So no, that we got to stop with that double standard.
Right. That's horrible. And I remember, and I'm so good because it's like I had, certain ages, and I only had the one child, and I didn't have no child before that. So you don't know what you're gonna do when you
Hmm.
get to some point of their development until you there, you
Yeah.
know. So I was so happy that I didn't, take that stance of, oh, look at you, you're bad, or you this or that, you shouldn't be. And that's so hypocritical.
It
So,
is. Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
okay. Well, everybody, yeah. So, thank you so much, Chaz, for agreeing to come on and talk. I knew we would talk freely, and I knew that it would be very eye opening, and I know that it would put us front and center with issues that we almost like take for granted if we don't have to deal with it, like it is not our problem, but it
Mm-hmm.
is, because these are girls from our community. They may be our nieces, our could be our daughters or sisters, or cousins. So it's all of our problem, and we should all be trying to contribute some type of way to help.
I agree. I agree, Gail. And thank you so much for providing this platform for us. This is great. Thank you. Thank you for having me on here.
Okay, and I know you're out here doing great things, so I'm just gonna be watching and trying to participate if I can. Because I was thinking about one of the things when you talked about the girls going out and doing community work, I thought that was so outstanding, and I was thinking, well, maybe one time I could go with them.
Mhm.
So I mean, if I can and if I'm available, I would definitely would like to come along. So maybe we
Okay.
could do a little story around what they're doing at that time. I've been meaning to bring that up to you.
That
So,
would be great. That would be great. So send me your email so I can add you to our email list and you can know like about our upcoming things.
okay, I'll definitely do that. And all right, everybody. Again, thank you, viewers, for coming on or hanging out with us. Shypanther and Friends. We're usually here on Thursdays from 7 until 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Sometimes we add more days and more hours for people who don't have the availability on Thursdays. And we are viewer and listener supported. Like donate to the show, you can do at paypal.me/Shypanther. That's SHYPANTHER. And also you can reach out at shypanthermedia@gmail.com and let us know what you think about the show. Thank you, and happy Mother's Day, everybody.
Happy
And
Mother's
have
Day.
a wonderful day. Yeah, and then I guess we better still stay safe, even though they're trying to open up the country in different parts of the
I ain't going
state.
nowhere.
We better still stay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Okay. All
Bye
right.
bye.
Have a good evening. All right. Bye bye.